Hi everyone, my name is Gerson Perez. I'm so excited to present this progress of this project. And so this presentation covers the future state value stream map and a future state process flow diagram for the business Ambition Tree Service LLC. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This map shows how the company's workflow was redesigned in order to reduce lead time, improve customer communication, and overall increase that overall efficiency. So at the top there, you can see that I have included that information flow, which now uses automated digital communication, which didn't before. So, for example, things like text confirmations, online approvals, and scheduling updates are now all included through a connected system instead of just depending on manual phone calls and paper logs. So, below there is that product or service flow, which starts from the customer request and moves through that estimate, the digital approval, auto scheduling, service and cleanup, and finally mobile payment. So each stage is supported by that automation tool to remove that waiting time and improve visibility, not just to customer, but also to crew members as well. On the bottom of the map there, you can see that lead time ladder that shows that total lead time has dropped from a total of 6 days to 4 days, which is pretty awesome. And so while that processing time stays about the same 8 hours of real work, um, 8 to 9 hours of real work, uh, this has increased our PCE or process cycle efficiency from 8% to about 22%, because I was using the 40 to 45 hour work week baseline instead of using that calendar day, 24 hours baseline, since they're not a 24-hour operated company. And so after building this map, I was able to take it even a step further and creating a working prototype system to support this new process. So I was actually able to learn all this over the summer in my internship at Walmart. So I was able to use a Microsoft Forms, and then I built a digital request form for customer to submit their job inquiries. That data automatically then flows into Power Automate, which pretty much is a mapping tool. It maps the information and triggers follow-up actions. So, for example, the estimate generation and schedule reminders. That automation is also then connected to Microsoft Excel, which logs all their activity in real time. So Power Automate is kind of the middleman, and it is good with triggers, mapping information, and transferring that data. So this pretty much allowed us to monitor each request from submission to payment within the single dashboard, which is pretty awesome. So to make that payment process even smoother, Ambition Tree Service worked with their Visa contract or Visa partners, so customers could submit mobile payments online instead of just depending on that handheld Visa device that the crew members typically carry. I have a banking background in Arbis, and so I already knew this was available to them. They just really didn't depend on it since they didn't have a website at the time. Um, and so we were able to test this full setup for about one full work week, and it was successful. I was able to process all the new requests without delay. Crew members received their schedules automatically. Customers approved quotes instantly, and then last but not least, that payments cleared either the same day as completion or next business day, depending on their visa regulations. And so, moving on to the future state process flow. So this process flow diagram breaks down the redesign setup step by step. It starts with the customer either calling or submitting that request online, as I mentioned. That information um, enters that automated system built with Microsoft Forms and Power Automate. And so that system then assigns a visit automatically, and sends a confirmation to the customer and provides an option to reschedule if needed. So once that estimator completes a visit, that quote is generated electronically and sent for approval via text. And if approved, Power Automate then triggers that next available job slot and sends a text confirmation for the service date. And so when that crew completes that trimming or whatever service they requested, they log that completion using that same system, And the payment link is also automatically sent to the customer for a secure online checkout, all in that same system. So it's more convenient. This new digital structure eliminates manual entry, reduces back and forth calls, and standardizes how work moves through the system. All right. And then moving over to my third confirmed appointment. And so just very excited. So I'll be reviewing the results for week one for the prototype test and complete future state visuals. And so during this visit, I'll review how the automation handled that real-time customer requests and how Excel logged every transaction and digital payment process replaced by that old log system. And so Stephen, the owner, was very, very impressed with the results, so much so that after seeing how well the prototype worked, he decided to hire a professional company here locally, located in NWA, to build a full-blown business website that will incorporate the exact same structure. So it'll include a digital scheduling, online approvals, and mobile payment integration. And so I'm very excited for them because they didn't have a website or anything. So this marks definitely a big step forward for their company. So this project, just to close, clearly shows how lean thinking and digital transformation can work together by mapping the process visually. And also, it was all low-cost automation tools like Microsoft Forms and Power Automate to sustain and reduce lead time, eliminate waste, and enhance customer satisfaction. Thank you. And my name is Gerson Perez.